In a cozy living room, three friends sit together on a plush sofa, chatting animatedly. One of them, a girl with short brown hair, excitedly lifts a mint green dress from her lap, her eyes sparkling with admiration. "Oh my!" she exclaims with delight. "This dress is so beautiful!" Her two friends beside her, one with pink hair and the other with a teal bun, lean closer, equally intrigued by the dress's charm. Standing nearby, a girl with long pink hair and bright violet eyes looks slightly alarmed. Wearing a star-patterned shirt, she quickly speaks up, her expression serious. "That dress I borrowed from Xiang Xiang. I have to return it to her." Her words carry a sense of urgency. This dress clearly isn't just any dress. The brown-haired girl frowns, her playful grin twisting into suspicion. Her tone sharpens as she retorts, "What the hell are you talking about? Don't trick me." Her eyes gleam with determination as she clutches the dress possessively. "Anyway, I also want to get this dress," she declares, making it clear she's not letting go easily. The pink-haired girl steps closer, her patience wearing thin. Reaching out her hand, she commands, "Don't make a mess. Give it to me." Her voice rises slightly, filled with frustration as she tries to take control of the situation before it escalates further. The tension between them thickens. The pink-haired girl's hand remains outstretched toward the brown-haired girl, who still clutches the dress tightly. The air feels charged with conflict. The dress that once seemed beautiful has now become the spark of a heated confrontation between friends. Tension fills the room as the pink-haired girl reaches out to take the dress back. But before she can touch it, the girl with teal hair steps in abruptly. With a fierce expression, she pushes the pink-haired girl away, shouting, "Hey, hey, hey, do not touch her!" The force of the push catches the pink-haired girl off guard as she stumbles back, her eyes widening in shock. The brown-haired girl beside them watches with a smirk of satisfaction, clearly pleased by the sudden turn of events. Just then, a stern voice cuts through the commotion. A tall man enters the room, his expression serious as he surveys the tense scene before him. "What's wrong?" he demands, his brows furrowed in concern. The atmosphere instantly shifts. The argument halts, and everyone freezes under his sharp gaze. The camera shifts down slightly, showing the man standing in front of the group, his presence commanding and authoritative. The pink-haired girl looks up at him nervously, while the others avert their eyes. The air is thick with guilt and confusion as no one dares to speak first. The pink-haired girl finally gathers the courage to explain. Her voice trembles as she looks up at the man, her father, with wide, pleading eyes. "She is holding my friend's clothes. I have to return it to my friend, Dad. Her sentence trails off, uncertainty and fear lacing her tone. Her words hang in the air as she lowers her gaze, her hands clenched tightly at her sides. The misunderstanding, the confrontation, and now her father's sudden appearance, all of it weighs heavily on her. The scene closes with the feeling of tension unresolved, leaving everyone unsure of what will happen next. The tension rises once again. The brown-haired girl, her expression burning with outrage, turns to her father and protests loudly. "Dad, you really believe what she's saying? This is the clothes that my classmate lent me." Her voice trembles with indignation, but her eyes glint with defiance. She refuses to back down, twisting the truth to protect herself. The teal-haired girl immediately steps in to support her. Pointing accusingly, she says to the pink-haired girl's sister, "San-san, why has your sister become like that? This isn't her clothes, but she asks your dad to get it back? This is like stealing someone else's." Her words carry a sharp tone, filled with judgment, while the pink-haired girl stands quietly, overwhelmed and speechless as her reputation is torn apart in front of everyone. The father's patience finally snaps. His expression hardens as he glares at his pink-haired daughter. Return the clothes to your sister, he commands coldly. Otherwise, you should get out of this house. I will not treat you as my daughter anymore. His words cut through the air like a blade, leaving her frozen in disbelief. Her eyes widen, shimmering with tears as she struggles to find her voice. Before she can speak, a woman, her mother, steps forward, looking at her husband with a mixture of shock and concern. Jing-ha, how can you say that? Are you sure these clothes really belong to Ying-ka? Her voice trembles slightly, but her eyes plead for fairness. The pink-haired girl stands beside her, silent yet desperate, hoping someone will finally believe her. The brown-haired girl clenches her fists and stands up abruptly, her voice rising in frustration. Mom, I brought these clothes home at noon. You obviously saw it. Why can you still take Sun-san's side like that? Her tone is sharp and accusing, trying to turn the situation against her sister once again. The room falls into heavy silence, filled with mistrust and heartbreak. The pink-haired girl stands trembling, caught between her parents' disbelief and her sister's lies, unsure how everything spiraled out of control so quickly. The room falls silent. The mother lowers her gaze, her expression troubled and conflicted. Her eyes close for a moment, as if she's trying to sort through her thoughts. It's clear she's caught between her husband's authority and the two daughters' accusations, unsure of what to believe. With a soft sigh, she finally speaks, her voice calm but hesitant. I'm not biased toward anyone, she says gently, but I'm really not sure who this dress belongs to. Her uncertainty lingers in the air, deepening the tension. No one can prove their claim, and her doubt only adds to the confusion surrounding the argument. The father, however, makes his judgment quickly. His face stern, he turns toward the brown-haired daughter and declares, So, return the clothes to Kaka. Then go back to your room. You are not allowed to play with those bad friends later. His tone is cold and final, leaving no room for argument. The authority in his voice makes everyone fall silent once again. Moments later, his expression softens as he turns to the pink-haired girl who looks up at him with sorrowful eyes. Placing a comforting hand on her head, he smiles faintly and says, Sorry for making you feel awkward. I am sorry. His gentle tone contrasts sharply with his earlier anger, showing the warmth he still feels for her despite the misunderstanding. Tears well up in the pink-haired girl's eyes as she clasps her hands tightly together. Dad, don't say that, she whispered emotionally. If it weren't for you, I wouldn't even know where to live now. Her words are heavy with gratitude and sadness, an emotional confession that reveals how much she depends on him. The moment feels fragile, yet heartfelt, as the chaos slowly settles into uneasy quiet. The father sits quietly, his face drawn in guilt and reflection. The argument has ended, but the weight of it still hangs in the air. His eyes are filled with regret as he whispers to himself, Kaka should have had a better life. It's all my fault. His expression softens, but the pain lingers. It's clear that beneath his stern exterior lies a heart heavy with remorse, a man who blames himself for his daughter's suffering. Meanwhile, in her room, the pink-haired girl stands fresh from a shower, wrapped in a towel. Steam still floats softly around her, creating a serene but lonely atmosphere. She clutches a towel against her chest, her violet eyes reflecting a quiet sadness. Though the chaos has passed for now, her heart still trembles from the confrontation earlier. Suddenly, her phone lights up and begins to ring on the bed beside her. She glances down in surprise. The glowing screen flashes a name that makes her freeze. Bei Ming Ye's incoming call? Her heartbeat quickens, a mix of confusion and unease washing over her. Why was he calling her now? With hesitation, she picks up the phone and presses it to her ear. The voice on the other end is deep and commanding. I'm in the parking lot near your house. Come out to see me. I'll give you 5 minutes. Otherwise, I'll find you. Her eyes widen in shock and her breath catches. The tone is serious, almost threatening, leaving her no choice but to obey. Panic flashes across her face as she hurriedly throws on a shirt, her movements clumsy and rushed. The pink towel slips slightly as she fumbles with the fabric. Her hair, still damp, clings to her neck as she dashes toward the door. The night air outside awaits her, and so does Bei Minye. Fear, curiosity, and something deeper twist inside her chest as she rushes to meet him, unaware of what fates will unfold next. The underground parking lot was quiet, the dim lights casting a cold reflection across the polished floor. The sound of her hurried footsteps echoed through the empty space as she descended the ramp. Rows of parked cars stretched endlessly ahead, each space marked with the same orange letter, A. The air was thick with tension, as if the silence itself was holding its breath. Finally, she spotted a familiar white car. Her heart skipped a beat. Gathering her courage, she approached it, trying to steady her breathing. Phew, phew, she exhaled softly, brushing a strand of pink hair behind her ear. The fluorescent lights above glimmered off her long hair as she leaned slightly toward the window, her mind filled with confusion and nervous anticipation. Sliding into the back seat, she froze. Sitting beside her was a tall man in a dark suit, his sharp gaze focused on the tablet in his hands. His presence filled the confined space with quiet authority. Her eyes widened in shock as she thought, "Why is he here?" The tension between them felt heavy, charged with something unspoken. Mustering her courage, she broke the silence with a hesitant smile. "What do you come here for?" she asked softly, her voice trembling slightly despite her effort to sound calm. She didn't dare meet his eyes for too long, those piercing blue eyes that always seemed to see through her. The man finally lifted his gaze, his lips curving into a faint, knowing smile. Leaning slightly closer, he replied in a low, teasing tone, "If I am here to meet you, do you believe it?" His voice was deep and smooth, carrying a mixture of mystery and confidence that made her heart race uncontrollably. Her breath caught in her throat as he reached out, his hand brushing against the front of her shirt. The gentle tug of his fingers against the fabric sent a shiver down her spine. Her face flushed crimson, her heart pounding so loudly she could barely think. The air between them grew heavy, a moment filled with tension, confusion, and something dangerously intimate. Her long pink hair fluttered as she suddenly jerked her head away, startled by his unexpected closeness. A soft gasp escaped her lips. "Ah!" As her heart raced wildly. The moment was charged, and even the air seemed to tremble between them. Before she could react further, he caught her gently by the back of her head, his fingers threading into her hair. His gaze darkened with intensity as he leaned closer. A faint, teasing smile tugged at his lips. So fragrant," he murmured, his voice low and warm. "Did you just take a shower?" The question made her blush deeply, her breath catching. The scent of soap still lingered on her skin, betraying her. Their bodies were close now, too close. Her trembling hands found their way to his chest as if to keep him at a distance, but the pull between them was undeniable. He wrapped an arm around her waist, drawing her nearer. The world around them blurred into soft pink light, the silence thick with anticipation. Before she could speak, his lips met hers. It was sudden yet tender, a kiss that silenced every protest, every question that had been trapped inside her. Her mind went blank as warmth spread through her, melting the walls she'd built around her heart. Fingers intertwined tightly, their hands pressed together as if to anchor themselves in that fleeting moment. The world outside no longer existed. All that remained was the rhythm of their hearts beating as one.
Later, he pulled away slightly, his breath uneven. A single bead of sweat slid down his temple as he closed his eyes, his expression a mix of exhaustion and vulnerability. For the first time, the ever-composed man seemed almost human, struggling silently with emotions he could no longer suppress.